In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how you can encrypt and password protect your PDF documents in Nintex using the Cloudmersive PDF API connector. You'll be able to set a reader password and an owner password, and you'll also be able to choose from 128-bit and 256-bit encryption algorithms. I'll set up a simple component workflow to demonstrate this API's functionality. From the home page, let's click Create to get started. The first thing we're going to do is select Component Workflow from the Start Event dropdown. Right after that, we're going to set up an action to grab our PDF file. I'm using OneDrive for this demonstration, so I'm searching for OneDrive connectors and dragging the Get a File action into my workflow once I find that. My OneDrive connection is already configured, so I just need to grab my PDF file using the file path. No matter what action we use to grab our file, we're going to need to save our output in a variable, and we can do that by clicking on the Store Output dropdown and clicking Add Variable. We can then give our variable a relevant name, like PDF Output, click Create, and then select that variable from the dropdown once it's available. Now we can include the Cloudmersive PDF API action that we need. Let's type Cloudmersive into the search bar, and once the list of Cloudmersive API actions comes up, let's click and drag the Protect a PDF option into our workflow. Let's then click on it and configure its details. The first thing we need to do is establish our connection, and to do that, we can click on the Connection dropdown and click Add Connection. We should give our connection a relevant name here, like Cloudmersive PDF, and then we can copy our API key into the second field. If you don't have an API key, you can get one for free with a limit of 800 API calls per month by registering a free account on our website, and your key will be available on your account page. Next up, let's hover over the file input parameter, click Insert, and then click Insert once again on the PDF file variable we created in the previous step. Now we can go ahead and set the reader and owner passwords for this file. For this demo, I'm just going to make my reader password Cloudmersive and my owner password Cloudmersive123. I'm going to make up for that slightly by selecting the 256-bit encryption option on the Encryption dropdown. That's the most secure encryption option available at the expense of being slightly more resource intensive. Lastly, let's click on the final dropdown and click Add Variable so we can store the output from this action. Let's give our variable a relevant name like Password PDF, click Create, and then select that variable from the dropdown once it's available. To make sure this works, let's add in a step to store our file somewhere we can quickly find it and then open it. I'm using OneDrive for this once again, so I'm searching for OneDrive connectors and dragging the Store a File action into my workflow. No matter which action you choose to store your file output with, the important thing is to make sure you provide the right variable to store your file. I'm selecting my password PDF variable from the dropdown, and right after that, I'm using the folder path again to pick a destination for my file. I'm then setting the Overwrite File option to Yes. Now let's go ahead and save this workflow. Let's click Save in the upper left area of the screen, give our workflow a name, and then click Save again at the bottom once we're happy with these details. We can then click Workflow Testing at the top of the page, and once Nintex stages our workflow, let's click Submit to run our test. Nintex will update our test status every 10 seconds, and we'll know everything worked properly once we see completed in the status column for each action in our flow. It looks like everything worked fine, so let's head to our folder and check out our new file. As we can see, I now have a generic output PDF file in my folder, and when I click on it, I'm prompted to enter a password. With our demonstration complete, we've reached the end of this video. Stay tuned for more demonstrations of Cloudmersive API connectors on Nintex.